All right, everybody, here we go. So thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to go over basically how to set up a Chatbase bot here. And so what you should see on screen is the website of chatbase.co. I'm not going to go through the whole website, but do take a minute if you've never seen the product before to just look at their product offering. They obviously highlight the key features here. We're going to go into in depth in the video on some of these. But what you may be interested in at the bottom of the web page is just you can actually play directly with the chatbot. So if you want to ask it questions like what is Chatbase, it will obviously quickly give you the trained data. You can ask things like who made Chatbase, and it should give you the correct answer. Yes, sir. Yep, that's correct. And they have a founded timeline there. And so in this video, we're going to go over basically some of the back end. I'll go over the settings, and we're going to create a new chatbot. So, and I'll show you how to train it as well. So here we go. So when you're ready to go, you'll just want to click my chatbots here. And right now, I was just playing with it for the website. So we're actually going to create a brand new bot. So to do that quickly, you just click new chatbot. And right here, it's gonna put you directly into the data sources. So there'll be a couple of options. It tells you all the file types that they accept, and or you could just type free text here. But what we're actually going to do is a specific website URL, but we're also going to play a little bit with the Q&A as well. So to create a new chatbot, typically you would just put your homepage here, but I want to write this chatbot to train only on the blog page that you're actually seeing this video on. So there we go. Okay, so we just want to train it on this data here. So I'm going to fetch links, and this should be pretty fast because this is the only page. And this number here just tells you how many characters it detects on the page, because this is how the limit is derived. So depending on the tier that you have, so I have a 6 million character limit on my plan, and so this page is going to take 20,000 of that 6 million. So that's how Chatbase keeps track of how much information you can upload to each chatbot. So I'm going to go ahead and create the chatbot. And there we have it. It'll always say still training, but if you just give it less than a minute, as you can see, it just changes to a green check mark. But you just want to wait until it's done training for that page. And so all it knows is what is currently on that this page right here, which is the blog post. So it's trained on all this data on this page, and so you could actually talk to it and see if what it knows right now. So what is this web page about? Okay, what information do you know about right now? Okay, so it's not completely trained yet, so we're gonna have to spend some time to update it. But I'm gonna go through the settings really quick. So right here, you've got your chatbot ID, and you can name the chatbot. So I'm just gonna name it, let's see, HDL chatbot demo. Okay, and then I'm just going to check my chatbots. Okay, so I've got 2 chatbots now, so I'm going to go back into my HDL demo. So in settings, you can select the number of models, select the model that you want to use. So on my account, so on the standard and higher account, you're going to get access to 3.5 Turbo or GPT-4. If you do use the GPT-4, you have to bring over your API key from OpenAI. And this is going to be your base prompt. So this is where you can sort of name your AI. You can read the prompt here, and you can modify it slightly to your customized needs. But this will suffice to get going. But on the blog page, if you haven't read, there is a section on the bottom for troubleshooting, where I talk about this about modifying the base prompt here, and this just helps the hyperlink stay consistent. So what you can do is you can just add this bit in here. If I go back here, you can just put this here. So let's see. I might actually put this at the end. Never break character. Okay, there we go. And the reason I'm doing that is just this is the last instruction. This is very important to me, never to break the character, and don't answer anything that it doesn't know about. So that's how you can modify the base prompt. You can also update the interface. So if you don't like these colors, what you can do is basically modify everything that the user would see when they land on the chatbot. So if you can change your initial message here, and you can actually have it have new lines. So okay, so what can I help you with today? Are you looking for more information about Chatbase? Like that, and you'll see it just has extra line breaks if you want to do multiple messages to sort of just get the ball rolling and get visitors engaging with the chatbot. Suggested message is like a pre-filled message, so you can put things like customer support, and then this just changes the theme. The profile photo is up at the top here, so I just have a crisp PNG here that I can just do a demo with. So if I put that in there, you'll see that that shows up there. And let's say I don't like this black icon on the bottom, I can also update the chat icon itself. So we'll just use the same one to keep it consistent. And let's say I don't really like this blue color because I want my chatbot to be a little bit different. I can make it a little bit lighter like this. And there you go. And you can actually give your chatbot a display name here. So this can be like David's demo chatbot. And there we go. That shows up there. And finally, let's see. Yeah, if you don't like the icon itself, you can actually just remove the one that you uploaded. And then this is where this background color would come into play. So you can change the color to match your brand. But I'm going to go ahead and keep this this crisp button here. And then you can move it left or right. Most folks will leave it on the right. That's sort of the default and for chatbots. And then you can show this initial message after however long you want, or just not show it at all if you put a negative number. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So that is now sorted. So security. This needs to be turned on to public if you want to embed this. So I am going to embed this for the demo that you're seeing on the page. And so I'm going to put on private. And then I only want it to show up on specific domains and in particular on a specific page. So it's sort of like a whitelisting option. So I'm just going to go Chatbase review, and I will save this. This is where you can modify the limits so that if anybody is abusing the chat, it'll kind of slow it down. And then you can actually tell it what message you want it to display once there are too many messages, or if they hit this limit. If you do lead capture, so you can actually turn this on where it will ask for the name, email, phone number. At this time, if you do turn it on, it is a requirement to submit the form. So you can't make this show up but be an optional field at this time. So hopefully they'll sort of update that. Typically, I would just ask for like first name and then email. And then you can say something like, leave your contact if you want us to reply. There you go. And then notifications, so you can send yourself the breakdown of the daily conversations that are happening right to your inbox. Just type your email here. Or if you have leads, if you turn on your lead capture, then you can also send yourself all the leads as well. Custom domain, we're not going to set this up, but you need a certain account level to be able to do custom domains. But since most of the time you're going to be embedding this, you probably don't need it. Yeah, so dashboard I'll talk about later. Sources, we already took care of this because we input the website, the web page, so it's trained on this particular URL. And so next, I'm actually going to do a quick Q&A. So what this does is it'll add essentially a knowledge base to the chatbot. So I've just got some pre-filled stuff here. 1 second. Okay, so let's say I'm adding a frequently asked question. You can just click add. So let's say the question is, so sometimes people will ask, well, how much more does the GPT-4 cost compared to the 3.5 turbo? And so I'm going to say this is the answer. And so this comes straight off the website. It does, in fact, cost 20 times more. So one GPT-4 message is 20 Chatbase message credits, whereas a regular 3.5 turbo message is one Chatbase message credit. So you can just keep adding all of the information that you think people might be asking, so that this is essentially how you first train it. And then when you're done, you just click Retrain Bot. So I've trained it on one more new question. And then what you want to do is, so it'll kick you back to the first tab over here, the chatbot, and then you just want to ask it that answer, that question that you just uploaded. So let's see, how much or how many credits is a GPT-4 message? Okay, there you go. So in natural language, it's not going to always spit out exactly how you wrote it, but it will get the context correct. So one GPT message does cost 20 message credits. Now, if I wanted to make that a little bit more specific, I can actually go and revise that. So what I would do to further train it is I would go to the dashboard, and then you can filter by the date. So I would do like today, and then this is where you can revise the answers. So if I click revise answer, and let's say I wanted to be more specific. So one GPT-4 message costs 20 Chatbase message credits. Then you can update the bot here. And what that essentially does is it should add that to the Q&A. So you'll see that that specific question now has this answer. So it's gotten a little bit smarter with a more natural question. So I want it to be consistent, so I'm actually going to put this back over here. So according to Chatbase, it costs 20 times more credits. So for example, one GPT-4 message is 20 Chatbase message credits. So I'm going to say same here, just so that people understand which credit we're talking about. And then always just retrain it, and the bot gets smarter over time. And so that is, you just keep doing that over and over. So as people chat with the bot, you just keep coming over here and refining the answers. And then you can, let's say you want to refine them further, just manually, you can always go into the Q&A here and either delete the question if there are a bunch of overlaps, or just update the Q&A. Okay, so once you've sort of trained it on all the pages that you want, so typically you won't train it on just one page. It might be like a small subset of your knowledge base. It'll definitely be probably your home page, your product pages, your service pages, depending on if you're doing like e-commerce or a service-based business, so that the bot understands what it can answer on. And again, you can always come here quickly to test it. And so again, I've randomly pre-programmed customer support, but I don't think it'll actually know about this. Oh, sorry, it does know about this because I talked about support at chatbase.co. So that's interesting. So if you go to the blog post, I do talk about customer service specifically in one of the, or here, so from the Chatbase team. So I do put here specifically support at chatbase.co is actually the email. So yeah, I totally forgot that I had put that in there. So this is actually correct. And this is a perfect example of how it can pick up on the information that that it is trained on. And it also put in the mail to tag for me so that when I click on this, it will actually open up my email client. So some things that you need to look out for. So right here it says dedicated team that responds within 24 hours. I don't actually say that anywhere, so it's a little bit made up here. So if I don't like that it says this, again, I would go to dashboard, and then I would go back to this chat, and I would just revise it. And so I would just take out this line. They have a dedicated team that typically responds to inquiries within 24 hours. So that is now true. However, they currently do not allow for live chat support. Now, so it's pulling this from my blog because I said one of the things that they could improve on is to have an actual live chat support. But because Chatbase is a custom-based GPT chat bot, it doesn't make sense for them to have live support. So although I would like somebody to talk to me live, in this case, it actually doesn't make sense to do that, even though that's something I would like. So it has actually pulled this from my blog and put it as the answer, which is pretty interesting. Even this during core hours, this is actually this is how I talked, and this is what I wrote in the blog post. Yeah, so they recommend through email. They've been quite helpful in addressing various issues. Okay, this is all from the blog post, so I'm actually quite happy with this. So I'm going to update Chatbot, and now it understands that. Okay, so once you have trained it, then you're going to want to embed it on site. So you just go to embed, and you're going to, if you don't want it on the entire website, you're going to want to grab this script down here. So copy that, and then I'm going to go to edit my post. So I'm going to put this directly in it. So typically you can just put it at the top. I'm using Cadence, so this is I'm putting in it as an HTML. It won't show up as anything, so if you preview it, you're not going to see anything in the front end. But I'm just going to update this, and if we view the post, there should be a new chatbot there, which is perfect. It's got my branding. I realized I put the wrong color here, which is why all of a sudden it turned to this like dark maroon color. But as you can see, this is indeed my chatbot. Took literally seconds. I just put in that code, and now we have a working chatbot. So again, I'm just going to do customer support, see what it says. There we go. Okay, so what's happening here is it's still talking about this 24 hours, even though I told it not to do that. And so what's going to happen is you're going to want to add customer support as a Q&A, like a specific question. And then you're going to want to do what I recommended down here in the troubleshooting section. So I said, so Chatbot keeps saying the same output even after revision. So this is the part that you actually need to add. So when I provide information, sorry, this one over here, adding hyperlinks. Okay, so this is where you need to do this part of the troubleshooting. The prompt to get consistent output. So you actually have to say exactly this. So I'm just going to update this on the fly since this is happening, and chances are people are going to run into this issue. So right now it's still saying the 24 hours, which is not what I want. I'm going to go, so to answer customer support, I'm going to go specifically into sources. I'm going to go to Q&A, and then I'm going to type in, okay, so customer support, they added this, which is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to now just put, say exactly this, and I'm going to grab, oh, actually I should probably keep the initial. So I need to modify the answer here. So I'm just going to say Chatbase provides blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So I'm going to put this into here. And then I'm going to delete all this up here. So what I've done is I've added some instruction. So say exactly this particular output when this particular question is asked. So they have a dedicated team that responds to inquiries typically within 24 hours. However, We currently do not offer a live chat support. Okay, so I'm actually not going to put this. I'm just going to say they've been quite helpful in addressing various issues and providing support in chatbot setup, and end quote and stop after that. Okay, so now that's in there. I'm going to retrain the bot. Okay, now let's try it again. Oh, actually, I'm going to wait for this to update. Still training. Okay, green check mark. Great. Going to refresh the page. Customer support. Here we go. See, now it's updated. They have a dedicated team that typically responds within 24 hours. And let's go to the front end. Try this. They have a dedicated team that typically responds from front. Okay, perfect. And then my lead capture pops up. So leave your contact if you want us to reply. Thanks. All right. So that is how you get the entire chatbot up. You know, we're running at 20 minutes here, but if you've done this a couple times, you can get it done in probably less than 10 minutes, assuming you've got all your documentation on what you want to train in the particular URLs. So yeah, if you have any questions, just you know, comment in the video or send me a message, and you can send it right here through the chatbot. It'll look something like this. I'm just gonna maybe update some of the icons and stuff. And thanks for checking out the video.